Mose On fam, YouTube land, NFL fans across the globe. Welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Mose. We are in our team mock draft series. We are going across the NFL, all 32 teams, and we are doing full 7-round mock drafts. Today is no different. We are in episode 24 of this series, and we are headed to Jacksonville. Today, we will be the GM for the Jacksonville Jaguars, who have 11 picks. We don't have a first-round pick, so we're following the NFL draft order for the 2026 draft. In the first round, the Jags would have the 24th pick. That pick belongs to the Cleveland Browns. We've already done a Browns video, and so now we're just going to substitute the Browns for the team that would be in that place just to make sure that we hit all 32 teams. So we're going to take a look at the Jags free agent signings, then take a look at the depth chart, and then finally we'll jump right into the mock draft. So let's do just that. Okay, not too active during the free agency period. We signed running backs DJ Dallas, who was a re-sign. And then we bring in Chris Rodriguez Jr., who signed a 2-year, $10 million deal, coming over from the Commanders, I believe. Tight end Quentin Morris, edge rusher Dennis Gardeck are all re-signs. Defensive lineman Matt Dickerson is a re-sign. And so is cornerback Montarg Brown, re-signed a 3-year, $33 million deal. I would probably say the biggest and most important signing here is Montarg Brown. So let's take a look at our depth chart and see what we got going on. Okay, so we already know we got T-Law. Let me make this a little bit bigger for y'all. Slide that over like that. There we go. Trevor Lawrence. Bashaw Tootin becomes our starting running back after the departure of Travis Etienne. There was some talk. Travis said that his last name is pronounced Achan. We've been saying Etienne this whole time, but he said the proper pronunciation is Achan. So I want to respect that. The departure of Travis Achan elevates Bashaw Tootin to starting running back, which is why we then bring in Chris Rodriguez Jr. as his backup. Wide receivers, Brian Thomas Jr., Jacoby Myers, Parker Washington, and Travis Hunter, which at some point I think Travis is going to have to decide which side of the ball he wants to play on. Because the NFL is different. And a lot of people told him the NFL is a different beast. And you're going to have to pick one side of the ball. Playing, 30 to 40 offensive snaps and 30 to 40 defensive snaps is going to take a toll on your body. And I think for the first time in his football career, Travis Hunter sustained significant or at least continued injury. And so he's going to have to decide whether he wants to play offense or whether he wants to play defense. Because I think if he continues to try to play this Iron Man style where he's playing both sides of the ball consistently, I don't know how much his body's going to hold up, because he's not a big body guy by any stretch of me. I mean, he's 175 pounds soaking wet. Like, he's not a big dude. He's super talented. He could play both sides of the ball. His football IQ, his instincts, his ball skills, all of that is great. But I'm just thinking about longevity. How long is he going to be able to do that? If in his rookie season, he probably suffered more significant injuries than he has in his entire football playing career. And that's because you're not playing against high school kids or college kids at a level that some of those guys will never reach. Some of those guys that he played against in high school and in college aren't going to make it to the NFL. But now you're in a league where the guys who are in the NFL deserve to be there. So that's just my thought on it. Tight end Britton Strange, offensive line of Cole Van Lannon, Ezra Cleveland, Robert Hainsey, Patrick McCarry, and Anton Harrison. Walker Little is there as well. So we got some pieces on this offensive line we can still look to improve. Moving over to the defense, Trayvon Walker, Eric Armstead, Davon Hamilton, Josh Hines Allen. Defensive line is solid. Linebackers are Foye Oluokun, Ventrell Miller, Jack Kaiser, and then we have our corners, Travis Hunter and Christian Braswell, nickel Jordan Lewis, and safeties Eric Murray and Antonio Johnson. Again, we brought back Montaric Brown as well. Solid special teams, Cam Little, Logan Cook. Parker Washington is a beast in special teams, but he also stepped up as a receiver as well and built some good chemistry with Trevor Lawrence. So let's jump right into the draft. Again, 11 picks. 11 picks, even though we don't have a first round pick. As you see, pick 24 should be the Jags with the Browns. We don't have a first round pick, but we have 11 picks. So let's jump right into it and see what we can get done. Let's see what we can make shake. All right, pick 56. PFF says we need a tight end, a defensive lineman, and a linebacker. So I mean, we could go Jay Galladay because linebacker is a need. We could go running back. I know it's not a need because we have Bashaw Tootin. And I think Bashaw Tootin is good. But is Bashaw Tootin a number one? A true number one? I think Jadarian Price is. And so maybe you have a running back by committee of Price, Tootin, and Rodriguez to allow Price that time to acclimate to the NFL, understand the offense, understand his role. But I mean, wide receiver, I would take Chris Braswell over Jake Galladay. I'd take Jennings Dunker if I wanted a tackle or needed a tackle over the linebacker. And I would take Jadarian Price too. So, I mean, we lost Travis Etienne. Bashaw Tootin is good. Yeah, I'm going to go Jadarian Price at 56. Best player available, and he helps us continue to be able to run the rock. Because Chris Rodriguez was okay, but he's also a number two. I think if they don't go running back early, you're definitely going to see a running back by committee. I love Tootin. I think he has the speed, so he could do some dynamic things in the offense, but I think Jadarian Price is a solid pick there. And you future-proof that running back position just in case that running back committee approach doesn't work out. Now we'll go with the linebacker. Huge fan of Kyle Lewis out of Pittsburgh. I'm actually going to take Kyle Lewis over the tight end Max Clare because I think Britton Strange has the ability to be our number one tight end. He definitely does have to figure out what his niche is and kind of build that chemistry with Trevor Lawrence. But I'm not ready to give up on Britton Strange just yet. So I'm going to go Kyle Lewis here and add to that linebacking core. Back on the clock at pick 88. I could go edge and LT Overton. I think he'd be solid on our defensive line in a rotation with Josh Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker. Kieran Crawford is more of an outside linebacker at 6'4", 255. But he's a solid option coming off the edge as well. If we go defensive interior, because of the age of Eric Armstead, Rayshawn Benny, 6'4", 305. Really, really solid defensive tackle here. One of my favorite corners in the draft, Dalen Everett. I mean, let me double check the defense. Travis, Christian Braswell. I saw enough. We need Dalen Everett. I saw enough. I saw enough. Let's see. Our next pick is 124, so he's probably gonna be going. I think if you want to go tight end, you can go tight end here. And I would go Michael Trigg from Baylor at the end of round 3, pick 100. You could potentially also trade back, but I don't think it's necessary because we have 11 picks. So I'm gonna go Trigg here at 100. Ooh. We need that defensive line help. Give me Chris McClellan from Missouri here at 124. All right, at 164. We got linebacker type. We got all our needs. Now I think we can go best player available. We've got our running back, so we don't need Katron Allen. We could add additional defensive line help. We brought back Matt Dickerson. We just drafted defensive interior. Armstead and Hamilton are a little older. We still have Mason Smith here. I mean, couldn't hurt to bring in DeMonte Capehart as well, to have a rotation on that defensive line. We could look to fortify the offensive line and get Jeremiah Wright. Yeah, I think we have more of a need on the defensive side of the ball with the age of our guys and the lack of, top end talent behind them. So going 2 on that defensive interior and establishing a rotation, I don't think you can go wrong with. On the clock at 166, 2 picks later, and we can still get the offensive lineman in Jeremiah Wright if we wanted to. But I'm going to go wide receiver. I'm going to go Kevin Coleman Jr. from Missouri. Add some juice to that wide receiver room, especially we don't know what's going on with BTJ. It's a potential he could be traded on draft night. He could be moved. It's a possibility. So we always want to account for what's possible. And so let's bring in a late round wide receiver, add some juice to that room. And he has a potential of making this roster. 4 picks left: 203, 233, 240, and 245. Safety, Cole Wisniewski at 203. Ooh. We at 233. I might get another wide receiver too. I might go Caden Weegent. And here's why I might go Caden Weegent. Because of Parker Washington's ascension as a receiver, I want to keep him healthy. Caden Weegent, coming out of Iowa, is known as a special teams ace. And so now we get Caden Weegent and we have him strictly as our punt and kick returner. And now we shift Parker Washington's focus to being more of our number 2, possibly even number 1 wide receiver. Excuse me. Actually like that. Okay. At 240, let's get guard Michael Morris. Finally address that offensive line. And at 245, Give me corner Zaire Wright from Nebraska. 7th rounder. Put him on the practice squad. Maybe he provides some juice on special teams. But all right, let's take a look here. We got some C's. We got an overall B because we threw some A's in there. All right, let's take a look at what we were able to do. No first round pick. Round 2, pick 56, we get Jadarian Price from Notre Dame. They gave me a C+ for that. I mean, he was the best player on the board. Of course, he did not fit a position of need, but who says that running back is not a position of need with the departure of Travis Etienne? So that was my thought process there. Round 3, pick 81, we get an A with linebacker Kyle Lewis out of Pittsburgh. 7 picks later in round 3, we get corner Dalen Everett from Georgia. 12 picks later at pick 100 in round 3, we get tight end Michael Trigg from Baylor. He gave me a B+ for that. Appreciate you. And then in round 4, pick 124, we get defensive lineman Chris McClellan from Missouri. That was another one of my A's. And then right after, 40 picks later, we get another defensive lineman in DeMonte Capehart from Clemson. And so now we have 2 young defensive tackles that we've taken in this draft that we can groom, that we can develop, that we can use in a rotation, and who will eventually supplant both Eric Armstead and Devon Hamilton. And they gave me A's for that. Appreciate you, PFF. Round 5, pick 166, we get wide receiver Kevin Coleman Jr. from Missouri. Round 6, pick 203, we get safety Cole Wisniewski from Texas Tech. Round 7, pick 233, we get wide receiver Caden Weegent from Iowa. And again, the thought process is with the chemistry that Parker Washington built with Trevor Lawrence, let's have him focus more on wide receiver duties, and let's bring in the best special teams returner in the draft class, and have him focus on returns while Parker Washington focuses on actually being a receiver and building on the chemistry that was built last year with Trevor Lawrence. Round 7, pick 240, we get guard Micah Morris from Georgia. And then rounding out the class at round 7, pick 245, we get corner Zaire Wright from Nebraska. Jaguars fans, talk to me. Hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this draft. What did you like? What did you hate? What would you do differently if you were drafting for your Jaguars? Would love to hear from you. Would appreciate the interaction and going back and forth. If this is your first time here at Mose Knows, listen, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate your time and attention. You are part of the Mose Knows fam now. There's nothing you can do about it. Here's what you can do. 1, throw a thumbs up on this video. 2, jump over to that subscription button, become an official part of the Mose Knows fam. Then bounce over to that bell icon so that you get notified every time new content drops right here at Mose Knows. And share this with somebody you know. Episode 25, we are headed to Chi-Town. We're going to Chicago, doing a full 7-round mock draft for the Bears. So if you have a family member, a friend, a coworker, somebody you know that's a Bears fan, share this with them so they can tap in with the content as well. Again, love and appreciate you. I'll catch you in the next episode. Peace.